Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Fisk University, an update, and we're fortunate to have with us the president of Fisk University, Dr. HPonder. And Dr. Ponder, let me welcome you to the show this morning.
Certainly is a pleasure to be here.
Dr. Ponder, I think the last time that we had an opportunity to talk to you about Fisk University, you gave us an overview of that institution, a part of its history and whatnot. And I think that since the recent NAACP convention, Fisk has been in the news on so many occasions that I think it's necessary again to sort of put that institution in some kind of historical perspective. Exactly what is that institution all about, and give us some information about its history.
Well, let me start out by saying it was founded in 1866, and it was founded to educate the ex-slaves and the children of ex-slaves, and we certainly will have lived up to that over time. And two things that we like to talk about. One is it says that we will be judged by the standards of higher education, not Negro education. That's pretty good. The second thing is that we will provide education, quality education for all youngsters regardless of race, creed, or color. We think that we've lived up to those two things. We were the first African-American institution with a Phi Beta Kappa chapter. We've always been desegregated since the time we started. We still are. And we've always provided a quality education. We have been proud of the fact that we are a liberal arts institution. And one of our most distinguished graduates is W.B. Du Bois, who came up with the theory of the talented 10th. Fisk University has lived up to that side of the argument without looking down on the other side. But that's what we have historically been, a liberal arts institution that's designed to teach persons in the liberal arts. The other thing is we try to teach our students, and we do a decent job of this, that a bachelor's degree from Fisk University prepares you for graduate and professional schools. Hence, 60% of our students go right on into graduate and professional schools. We're proud of that fact. We're proud of another fact that over time, a greater percentage of the persons who graduate from Fisk University end up with doctorate degrees than the African Americans of any other college or university in the country. So we're doing that very well. Now, bringing that down, I mentioned W.B. Du Bois, and he was one of the founders of the NAACP, and the NAACP just left, and it was kind of great that you would come back to this city once, the home of W.B. Du Bois, who helped found the institution. They came back, and let me say that I think that because of all of this, the legacy of Fisk University, being a part of the NAACP, being a part of the Urban League, because one of the founders of the Urban League was also George Edmund Haynes, a Fiskite. So we've been out on the forefront of trying to do the right thing, or really to get this country to do the right thing by all of its citizens. So it's only natural that at this convention of the NAACP, when Hooks said that this is my last convention, I'm retiring next year, it was only natural that this state, this city, would do something great for Benjamin Hooks. And the greatness of that was to set up a chair at Fisk University so that Hooks will continue to talk about and do the things that are necessary to keep this country leaping forward, trying to do the right thing about all people. So we're just happy to have the Benjamin H. Hooks chair, Benjamin L. Hooks chair in social justice on our campus.
Very good. And Dr. What we'd like to do is to talk about that Hooks chair later on. But now we also know that you've been involved not only in higher education, but you've given very much encouragement and inspiration to some of our younger people. And I understand that there's a program that you've attempted to initiate that would somehow allow them to have tuition-free instructions at Fisk University. You want to talk about that program and your motives behind that?
Well, let me say that all of us in education today ought to be concerned about motivating youngsters at all levels to want to aspire to greatness. And that's all that I did. I'm surprised, but very pleased that it got the publicity that it got. I didn't think I was really doing much. All I did, I went out to visit a Wade Elementary School, and they have about 250 youngsters there in grades up to 6, I guess. And I looked at those youngsters, and their faces were so bright, and they were energetic. They were asking me questions. And I said, goodness, if we could just keep these youngsters motivated like this until they reach some level, it would be great. So while I was talking to them, the idea just came. Well, goodness, you're in a position to do something. Fisk University has always done this. Why don't you just offer these youngsters a chance for a college education? So I threw out the challenge to them. Now, the thing about that is, I do believe that because of that challenge, a number of youngsters who would have dropped out will now say, I'm going to stay in. But I don't want to make this sound like that was a big grandstand play for Fisk University or for HPonder. Personally, and Fisk University, we've always done this. For example, each summer for the last 10 or 15 years, we've had a group of youngsters on our campus. We call this the pre-college group, the mini college. And they come in from ages 6 to 13, and we get them oriented to what college life is all about. We have followed through that, and many of those youngsters have gone on to college simply because they got that start. Each summer, we have a group of youngsters on campus in the 3rd through 6th grade trying to learn about math and sciences. So history says that throughout time, Fisk University has always worked to try to motivate youngsters. Now, the only way Fisk University is going to survive, see, I can look at it another way, sort of selfishly. If I can get enough youngsters saying they want to go to college, Fisk University will always have some to come here.
Very good. And of course, I think one of the things that stands as an obstacle to many young people becoming involved in higher education has to do with access and financial abilities to be able to do so. And as an economist, I'm sure that you've got some thoughts in terms of how we might be able to perhaps provide greater access to a larger number of people. And I'd like for you to talk about that this morning.
Well, let me say generally, youngsters now, we say a lot of things about people are trifling, they'll say they have enough money, but that's not true. There are plenty of people who are looking for work and cannot find work, and I want the general public to understand that. Everybody who is out of work is not trifling. There are some real good people out there looking hard and would take any job almost that you would give them. So that's the first thing. Now, these persons have children, and these children are smart. You see, smarts does not follow class lines. People are born with that. They develop that over time. And poor people are just as smart as rich people. That's the first thing. But rich people can always go to school. Poor people can't. We have to find a way to do that. Now, what I say is that all of us who are at colleges and universities ought to find some way to motivate youngsters by giving them scholarships to attend. We have enough flex in all of our programs. Now, I'm excluding the public institutions where the state decrees a lot of things, but in the private institutions, we have enough leeway so that we can say, okay, we have a student